crash era began on March 20th, 2021, after Fair Demon had innovated the rainbow lag tube to target abusers and offenders used by the abuser hunters. Their primary targets were enemies to the AHC II, such as creepy clown, abusers, and crashers. There is no force in the game that can block the march of our admin and our people. During the crash era, Daniel, Fair Demon, Vice Rabbit, and Derp tried their best efforts to combat the other crashers, abusers, offensive builders, and clown. But it became overwhelming. The offensive builders had made a target list against the abuser hunters and player reports. Daniel came up with a plan. By unanchoring many parts, it would cause the server to disconnect. This was called youthing, by carefully disconnecting an admin house server and preventing victims from getting hard crashed. The war had gone on, and Kadath came back on 2021 July 10th. Kadath was able to patch the crashes and youths. For a whole month there was no crashing, but then, in 2021, August, it was discovered you could bypass the anti-lag update. By variating parts, then avoiding patterns, players could make crashes and youths again. The abuser hunters were quick to stop newcomer crashers. Things went back to how they were, but it only got worse, because on September, a player known as Harold had arrived. He claims he was from Shortcut, a raider group, based in Cole's admin NBC. By using a crash-inducing gear known as the Vampire Sword, it acted as an instant disconnect on the server. And to make matters worse, Shortcut was an exploiter faction that used a bot to do this on every server. The exploit era had begun. It no longer mattered how strong your crash or how fast your youth loaded. Now it was about how long you could keep it up. And with the arrival of Shortcut's crash bots. During this era, the crash bots were rudimentary and could be stopped. Daniel discovered that if you teleport them to Nan, then it would kill the bot in-game, and they were unable to equip the Vampire Sword gear. This crippled Shortcut's bots, and every admin house player united together against a common enemy. Abuser hunters, crashers, and all alike came together in a revolution against Shortcut. By October 2nd, Shortcut had faltered to AHC II, hiding in the background, testing other exploits, though some members remained. Exploiting became a common theme. By 2021 October 13th, it was seen as a shield to stop yourself from getting hard crashed. Exploiting was a new type of abuse on the table to defend yourself. To the abuser hunters, this meant they'd have to enact a youth to stop exploiters using anti-crash scripts. The days of hard crashing offenders and abusers were over. On 2021 November 25th though, a new group of abuser hunters that could exploit had been founded, consisting of the 5, SDHHF, AH-Troll, Omega, Fatah Abahusni 2, and AH Mystery. They were able to defend the game from malicious exploiters, and it's where Rule 5 in the game comes from. They were able to defend the game so efficiently that by 2022 March, there was no crashers or exploiters left. Admin House seemed like it could finally be at peace. That was until the arrival of Imharat, an abuser who created the lag portals and distributed them among the game as a standard issue crash. The game had changed. Now that everyone knew how to crash, it became the norm. Players got together in groups and alliances known as clans, putting an insignia starting a whole new era. On 2022 May 15th, Daniel, Dolphin and Derp had officially declared war on Shortcut and the uprising clans in Admin House, founding the Admin Army Hunters. Their main target was Shortcut raids and the clan known as AC, Admin Crashers. Daniel was able to make a new crash to help combat the Shortcut raids Vampire Gear disconnect. by loading in unanchored parts instantly, Daniel had successfully innovated Admin House's first auto youth. The shortcut raids still went on, and it was decided that they would no longer be tolerated as members in the AHC II Discord server. Promptly after banning them, Capybara, one of the shortcut raiders, had DM'd Dolphin that his crash bot had gone on for 7 hours straight non-stop. Amid the struggle, Dolphin addressed Shortcut as the AAH's main enemy. Throughout the summer, Shortcut had attempted to frame AAH leaders, such as Daniel. Their efforts were crushed. The in-game playing field had become a mix of clans, exploiters, and crashers. Alts of Shortcut would get located and banned, whilst the AAH had supplied AHC II members with VIP server links. Those two would get infiltrated by clan members or players like Taco Trooper 21, Binary, Nebula, Rilgulf, and more. But the worst of them was a player named AU5-W. Most know him as HL5N, a player that would go on and crash the game daily non-stop. So much so that the AHC II player reports channel had to be removed because he blackmailed players to report him for attention. It would be in September 9th that Dolphin got Kadeth to ban the crash-inducing gear of the Vampire Sword once and for all. This had heavily weakened Shortcut, but only for a short while. In the background, Shortcut began building up a larger guild known as the Admin House Network, AHN, not to be confused with Administration Nation, AN. Shortcut had decided to fully grow AHN the following month in October, making it as big as AHC II. It was a huge opposition to Dolphin, Dirk, and Daniel. AHN had its own parliamentary system ran by Saturn Colt, Techno Reaper X, Capybara, and Infinite. Players preferred AHC due to its leniency on rules, and many players who were banned from AHC had access to it. However, it brought in a new type of abuser known as Lorians. They'd affect the game via outside influences. Things were the same throughout 2022, and by 2023, there was a shift in gameplay. The abuser hunters did their best to spy and stop the clans. They were able to finally put an end to AC, as it was disbanded on 2023, July 28th, a month after creation of Project Shialo. The empire that AC was had been shattered into smaller clans. It would finally be on August 28th, 2023, that the largest clan known as Project Ceylon, ran by Iconic, would be disbanded, and after the shortcut surrender of September 1st, 2023, Daniel became Premier and established AHC III. Following the nuke of AHC II by Washrow, both sides agreed to a truce. Shortcut and AHC II would unite as AHC III. AHC II would now be known as Bucket Games, in respect to Dirk. This began the era of the Dark Ages. AHC III had low activity and in-game. Spawn crashes known as server lockers had blocked anyone from playing. The server lockers existed in retaliation to Shortcut's crash bots and clans. Some server lockers viewed it as a way out instead of purchasing a VIP server. So for the rest of the year, Admin House was at its worst. Clans persisted and had server locked continuously. The game's player count slowly had been dying out. Daniel and Dolphin tried their best by hosting events such as Halloween logos and winter games. Then in 2024, the unexpected happened. The features Dolphin has added are ones the Admin House players should be wary of because they are described as scary when implemented, and it has been recommended to export your builds prior to the addition of the super admin builds and run C viewer due to possible theft and loss of saves and acting in dictatorship era on July 21st. It would be in February 21st, 2024 that Cardiff would make VIP servers be completely free on Admin House. Cardiff also held a vote if Dolphin or Derp should have access to Team Create. Dolphin created the developer party and won a landslide victory with 47 in favour of him getting TC and only 13 voting against him. If you vote in favour of me getting Team Create, then you vote in us protecting ourselves. It was clear Admin House needed to change, not have the same old stuff for the past 3 years, and instead have applications for new ones. Moderation was necessary for Admin House. The crashers, exploiters, and Lorians against the AHC needed to be banned. And if you were loyal to the developer party, you would receive trusted perks too. 4 months after the Admin House shutdown. The day July 21st, 2024, Cardiff had allowed Dolphin to succeed him as the game's owner, seeing his experiences and capability as a developer. Development is not love. Development is a hammer which we use to crash the enemy. Owner of Admin House, Dolphin had added moderation and logs to protect the game from dangerous clans and crashers not recognized by AHC I. He had implemented many updates in his time as developer, including index, logic, and expanded many commands, making Admin House a better, safer, and more fun game. Dolphin introduced the trusted loyalty system and staff applications. Before it was forbidden by Derp that anyone except his friends could be staff in AHC II, but Dolphin had freed the game from that and the abuse. 명심을 우리가 누국지하게도 하며 추방된